As one of the most forward-thinking people in the business world, known for being able to recognise the next big thing before almost anyone.
From the internet to Uber, even Facebook, Gary Vee has a knack for separating the good ideas from the bad ones, and it's made him a killing. And now he's on a mission to help you strike it rich. He was born Gary Vaynerchuk from Belarus, but moved to the US as a child, where he's now known as Gary V.
How did this all start?
What happened with me is I had the great benefit of being an immigrant.
Gary is a serial entrepreneur, a digital media mogul, and a self-described hustler.
I run VaynerMedia. We are an 800-person firm, $100 million in revenue in 4 years from zero. We work with GE and Pepsi and Under Armour and Toyota and the biggest brands in the world.
In the 90s, he saw the internet as a potential moneymaker, so he turned his dad's bottle shop into one of the first e-commerce platforms for alcohol. That made his family $60 million.
Literally the day I left college to the second I'm sitting here right now, I have never not been the chief operator of a business. And I've made payroll every single week.
Today he's worth $200 million. He runs multiple businesses and documents his life daily as a CEO through his social media channels, which together have more than 30 million followers. As an early investor in Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Snapchat and Uber, Gary knows how to spot the next big thing. Right now, he's excited about the emerging world of NFTs.
Non-fungible tokens are going to be a big part of all of your lives. I really believe that.
He calls them a game changer, and he reckons they have the potential to make almost anyone a millionaire.
And Gary Vee joins us now from New York. Gary, firstly, can you tell us what an NFT is and why we should be excited by it?
Thanks for having me. An NFT stands for non-fungible token. This is an asset that you own that sits on the blockchain and is verifiable that you own it. The reason people should be excited about it is the same reason that they dismissed social media and they dismissed the internet as fads in 2006 and in 1996. The same thing's happening right now. I have so much empathy for everybody who's watching as they're trying to figure out, why are these things worth money? I don't get it. That seems crazy. But the reality is, if you've bought a Fortnite skin, if you've bought a sheep on Farmville, or more interestingly, if you buy anything in the world, fashion or cars, to explain to people who you are in society as social signaling, if you go down 10 or 20 hours of NFT world, I think you'll be surprised of what's actually happening here.
Okay. So is this online art meets cryptocurrency?
It is. I think that's a really fair way to put a label on it. It's based on the blockchain, just like cryptocurrency, and it is art and collectibles now. But let me give you a good example. I predict that in 10 years, everybody who's watching today goes to a footy match, their ticket will be an NFT. It will also be an asset in our society, a utility.
Right, so NFTs trading, how do I get one, Gary?
Well, OpenSea.io is a very big platform that a lot of people can check out. Google is one of the greatest sources in the world. You can type in, how do I buy an NFT? But first you need to get a Coinbase, a MetaMask. You have to get a non-custodial wallet. I want to say this very clearly. If for some reason this is piquing your interest or other people in your life are getting you excited about it, please do 10 hours of homework, 10 hours before you do anything, because this is a new technology and it is confusing.
Okay, so run me through the process that you go through to assess these types of businesses and investments. There are lots of scams out there. There's lots of new age digital stuff. What filters do you put them through?
You know, it's funny, I put out so much content on the internet. I do amazing shows like this and I'm always talking. But the reality is I usually spend 50 to 100 hours of listening before I do that talking. And so the reason I have this career of being quote unquote right about things is I'm not really predicting or guessing. I'm just spending a lot of real work in learning and watching. And so you have to understand, $3 billion worth of NFT purchases happened on OpenSea in the month of August.
Yeah.
$3 billion. So this is not predicting. This is already happening. What I do is I read a lot, I watch a lot, I listen a lot, I consume, I watch behavior, and I'm an immigrant. I'm quite cautious, but I'm not ideological about the past. I'm always willing to understand the world is always changing, and my curiosity and putting in the work and learning have put me in this position.
So is that one of the mistakes people make, trying to make it rich?
Of course, even listening to the setup, the last part of reckons that everybody, many people, I don't think everybody can be a millionaire. I don't think it's that simple, but I do believe that NFTs is the biggest thing that's happened since social media in our consumer society. And in 2005 and 6, people thought having a Twitter account or a Facebook account was a kid's thing. I think we now all understand that it completely transcended the way that communication happens in society and has actually changed the geopolitical landscape because of its power. I think that we will have very similar conversations of how big of a deal NFTs was and is in 15 years.
Gary V, always great to catch up. Thank you for joining us.
Cheers. Cheers.